Hey, what's up, guys? So the matchup with Updog came through today, and so what I'll do here is I'll jump over to the rankings so you guys can see us. This is Updog, and this is me. And here's the defense I decided to go with. So I went back to what gave some challenges last week in Room 1 with the Rogue Gambit, the X-23 Deadpool Black Knight team. So we'll see how that does. Still running with the Spider Society in 2, but I changed the placement order because my opponent yesterday had Peter in the middle. And I don't know if this is going to make a difference. I just went with his exact same placement order just to see. It's been getting beat, but I had 5 points lower efficiency using the same hive mind scroll counter. So we're going to just see if that does anything. Talking to Zero yesterday, he said his Wakanda is really big, which they are, and he's been running them in 3. And New Warriors has had a hard time beating his. I don't know if mine is as big as his, but I have a pretty big Wakanda, or War Dogs. And all but Black Panther were 98. So I spent the 17 or 18 mil gold and got it out the way and took them on up. Just said, I'm going to try them out today.
Wow.
And so they're in there. And I'm going to try this again with, I guess you look at it like 3 villains in this villains room. You got Dorm and the 2 horsemen, and then the 2 out of time that seem to last the longest with Cap and Peggy. And so I'm doing extreme in 5, and I figure they'll still probably pull like a superior 6 or something like that because they're extreme, and then Colossus gives him defense up. So he's nowhere near as good as Rogue and Cosmic Crucible, but he'll make a good substitute because I have him pretty big with 3 diamonds. And then of course Infinity Watch and 6, they're big. They seem to be doing well in 6, 1, and 5. And so we'll see how this goes for tonight's stream. And so here's what Updog is running. And so he has the superior 6 with Black Knight, and he's got a G19 Black Knight, as well as he's running Mysterio. And so that may make problems for me to run APOC. So my first thought is I'm going to just do Cabal, Vulture, and Scroll. We'll just see how that goes. And for Room 2, I don't know that I need APOC for this, but I'm not going to take any chances. So we're going to do Hive Mind APOC. And then Room 3, I have no idea what's going on here. I tried to look over the kits again for these tunes. And so I'm just going to do Massive Evil with Ultron. His Room 4, I'm going to go in with Superior 6 and Mysterio. Infinity Watch will be Pegasus. And his Room 6 will be New Warriors with Lizard. So we'll see how this goes. I think for the most part it's all one-shottable, but Room 6 won't be as hard, but I don't think it's anything to sneeze at. Room 3 is a total unknown, and Room 1 I'm concerned with because I'm pretty sure Mysterio is going to cause problems even for Scrolls. So hopefully Vulture can get them going by rewinding them a bit and get a crit going, and then it'll be the Cabal show because my Scroll may get killed. I'm pretty sure he'll get a chance to ult, but after he ults, Black Knight might kill him. So if that happens, then I need Cabal to be able to take over. So this episode was streamed on Updog stream last night, and what I'm thinking to do is just go through each stage, one stage at a time, where I show my attack, then Updog's attack. So we'll start with stage 1, and as you can see, my team took severe damage. And fortunately, from some advice from Zero, he was saying Iron Patriot is really good as a striker. I did make that change, and perhaps as you see how the match goes, this is why I was able to win the match in a one-shot. So let's just take a look. So now let's just take a look at Updog's attack, and you can see just from the results, his Cabal team was just much more smoother against what I have in room 1. But let's take a look. So when it comes to stage 2, we both have Spider Society in there. And what I did is I tried a placement order my opponent had tried yesterday, or used yesterday, and he had a 5-point difference in the attacks. My attacks took longer. And so I used that placement order today, and Updog had that 5 points lower than mine. So I just want you guys to look and see. We're going to just do a quick comparison of the notes here, and then we'll move on to stage 3. So comparing our stage 3 rooms, what we had on defense, it appears that both rooms were easily countered. And I'm not sure he planned on the counter I used. It may have been Masters of Evil, as that's what I planned for my room to have used on it. But either way, the scores are extremely high, and I think that's counterproductive to what the ultimate goal is when you're trying to win through this match by efficiency. But let's just take a look. When it comes to stage 4, you can see this is where I dropped a room. And as I've thought about it, I'm not even sure that this particular Sinister Six team could beat what he has in here. Now, there was an error, in a sense, in when I go into this attack, I go and hit the ult from Green Goblin, which really triggers the forge to get going. But I've played it the other way at times, and by being in room 4, I did not expect the results that I'd gotten here. And not that I'm thinking that the results would have been extremely different. What I want you to take a look at is as the fight goes on, it's just pretty clear that I didn't have enough firepower near the end. So I'm not sure, even when I would have hit Sunspot, if my team would have been able to take them out. So the end result here, in my thought, is going in without a Lizard or without Vulture, then it could be problematic going against this team. But let's just take a look. The major difference here that I'm seeing is not just that because he used Tangled Web, which was stunning my team and blinding my team, but look at the powerhouse offense that he has. You know, you're looking at Vulture, Black Cat, and even Omega Red in this room because of the villain's room. There was just a lot of power. And when comparing that to my team, I just needed one more tune, and maybe it didn't even have to be a Sinister Six tune that could pack a punch, and it would have turned out differently. So room 5 played out a little bit smoother for me because I'm getting used to the Pegasus counter. And the key thing I want you to take a look here is that I lead in with the basic. I'm not sure if I was able to use the basic the second turn, but at least when you start with the basic, it builds up some ability energy. And then this way you have a much smoother go with Infinity Watch in 5. When you look at the approach I took in going after Quicksilver. Now, it does play out differently in room 6 and room 1, but we will compare those notes when we get to room 6 with Updog's attack. Okay, but let's just take a look. So Updog used New Warriors and APOC here, which is a very strong counter. And ideally, what I'd like to see is this score be an 83-61 or a little bit lower, maybe 60 or 59. And when I looked at how things go, you know, you got Colossus and Cyclops here. And to complete that team, that trio, in a sense, you need Phoenix. And I'm looking at what I had with Sunspot being a part of the foursome here. And I don't think that works as well as what could probably come from this with the Phoenix version. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try that going into the trial tonight. But let's just take a look at how this plays out so we can compare when I have today's results to tomorrow's results in my weekly review. So this was another really low efficiency room for me. So the two low rooms like that are really a problem when you set up your defense in a way that you're trying to have a slightly more offense advantage over defense to finish with efficiency. So Updog was planning for that with his defense, and it paid off with those two rooms. But what I want to focus on here with you guys is that my New Warriors Lizard, perhaps if I would have seen the blind on my win pool, it would have played out slightly differently where I could have gained, 5, 6, 7, 8 more points, which would have been a big difference in the efficiency on this room overall. But at the end of the day, his placement order and this team with Photon is really a good team to have if you're going to run this team as a trap to pull in at a New Warriors or New Warriors with Lizard. But let's just take a look. So here we see Updog had a failed attack on my room 6 with Infinity Watch. And there's something that Zero mentioned on the speed mechanics being different in this room, which I think is playing a part with guys that are just so used to attacking Infinity Watch a certain way in room 5. When you put them in room 6, things are a little bit different. And even though there's a 600k punch-up, which played a huge part into this attempt here, I want you to just take a look at where it just went south for him. And that's the advantage of making a slight change and moving Infinity Watch from room 5 to room 6 in this last week or two. That'll really throw guys off with their memory muscle in countering this particular team with anything I think that they're used to countering with. But let's just take a look. So here are the results, guys. And you can see Updog beat me by 15 or 16 points here. And that's really a big difference when you're trying to win on efficiency. In those rooms where there was 5-point difference here, 6-point difference there, or even 10 or 15-point differences, and they're swinging either way, that ends up taking its toll. And you can see how it took a toll on me, especially with the rooms where I received severe damage to my team, as well as it taking way too many turns to be efficient. So at the end of the day, this is a well-deserved win by Updog. And so for me, my hope is to still continue the streak of going 2-1 each week, as I need to have tonight's win in order to make it to M1. Okay, guys, chat later.